Fitz Law. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 322 of the Shower Podcast, the podcast where I'm in my shower and you do you. I'm your host, Chip, and unfortunately, these kind of episodes have been a bit unlucky. And today, particularly, my voice, it's not at its best, and myself also. I hope that you'll be able to enjoy this episode whatsoever and overall proceed with the series of the laws that shape us. Before we start, as usual, if you end up liking this episode, remember that liking and subscribing really mean a lot for me. They're just one click, but they really make the difference. Thank you very much for considering it. Today, we're taking on a small idea with big consequences for how you move through screen, desks, kitchens, and pretty much any place your hands aim for something. When a target is further away or smaller in size, it takes longer to hit. And when it's closer or larger, you get there faster and with fewer correction. That's the heart of Fitz's law. It came out of mid-century experiments where people were asked to move as quickly as they could to hit targets of different widths at different distances. The pattern was clear enough to predict movement time from those two ingredients alone. Make the target wider or nearer and the hand flies. Make it tiny or remote and the hand hesitates. Then starts micro-steering near the end to avoid a miss. You already know this in your bones. Think of tapping a small close icon on a phone versus a generous back button, or swinging a mouse across a wide monitor toward a narrow link and feeling the last second slowdown before the click. The useful part isn't just the description. It's what the rule suggests you change. If distance and size do most of the explaining, then you get speed not by telling yourself to hurry, but by arranging the world so that your frequent targets are big and nearby. On touchscreens, the controls you hit most often belong under the part of your thumb that naturally rests on your device. And they deserve comfortable hit areas that forgive imperfect aim. Stepping away from the computer world, and the same patterns keep showing up. If you always reach for the same notebook or pen, placing them within an easy sweep of your dominant hand removes tiny stalls from your day. In a kitchen, a wide-mouthed jar that lives right beside the stove beats a narrow container across the room, not because you're a better cook, but because your hands arrive without negotiation. There's also a gentle reminder here about why some designs feel calm before you even use them. When important targets are generous and well placed, your body senses that landing will be easy. There's less of that micro tension you get when every action requires threading a needle. The opposite is true when an interface scatters small, delicate controls in awkward places. You start moving cautiously, you overshoot, you correct, and the whole experience feels slow, even if nothing obvious is wrong. And the same thing happens with workflows. If that document everyone needs is buried 3 folders deep with a lookalike name, you've created a tiny target at long distance. Pulling it up becomes a careful hunt instead of a quick, confident throw of the cursor. Bring it closer by giving it a single obvious home, or enlarge the target by making the link first-class element on the page where people already are. You can start applying this in a few minutes without buying anything or learning a new tool. Pick one place where you regularly miss, overshoot, or feel yourself slowing down. Enlarge the targets that matter. Move them closer to the path your hand already travels. Push rarely used controls out of the way, so they stop competing for precision. Then, watch what happens over the next days. Hands will begin to move more like they do when you're well rested and unhurried. Not because you became more disciplined, but because the landing zone finally fits how humans actually move. That's Fitz's law for you. I hope you enjoyed it. That was all for today. Bit of a simpler one today, but I really feel like it can make the difference if applied the right way. If you made it so far, thank you very much for listening. As always, feel free to interact with this content in any way, shape, or form you like, by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, whatever works for you. And as usual, stay consistent, stay resilient. This was the Shower Podcast, and I'll see you tomorrow.